Happening today, a historic moment in one of the newest cultural corridors in the valley, a new museum in Filipino Town.
The Filipino American Museum opens to the public for the very first time at the Boulevard Mall, and Fox 5's Jacqueline Schultz gives us a tour and hears from the founders of Filipino Town, who is 91 years old.
From the history of tribes, thousands of years old, to centuries of trade with China, the history of Spanish colonialism, the museum walks us through what has influenced Filipino culture today.
Indigenous people for centuries slowly forgot their history. The Ifugao tribe is a tribe in the Philippines that has preserved its ancient tradition for the past 3,000 years.
The curator of the Filipino American Museum explains the mission of the extensive collection.
This is taken down from a church in Pampanga when the volcano erupted.
With many priceless pieces centuries old, a way for Filipino Americans to learn their history. U.S. Census data shows more than 200,000 Filipino Americans live in the Las Vegas Valley and Nevada, with more than 4.5 million in the U.S., and the population growing rapidly.
Not necessarily for my generation, but it's for the generation, especially for the Filipino Americans who were born here, that doesn't have any connection whatsoever with their heritage or their parents' heritage or where they came from.
Everybody needs to be recognized, and I feel that this is the venue where they can be recognized. Come, you have a place that you can call Filipino Town.
The mission's personal for 91 years young Rosita Lee, who many call Auntie Rosita.
Filipino Town!
She personally worked with county leaders to establish the Filipino Town corridor along 1.5 miles along Maryland Parkway. The assistant for Nevada Governor Bob Miller, who served on the Asian American Presidential Advisory Commission for President Obama and established voting centers in the corridor, wants the youth to get involved in their community and know their heritage.
You are a Filipino. Be proud to be Filipino.
The museum is open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. There are discounts for kids under 12, students, and seniors, but this weekend, attendance is free. Reporting in Filipino Town, Jacqueline Schultz, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
The museum will soon offer lessons in Tagalog for the public. There is a growing number of Filipino retail stores in the Boulevard Mall, and coming soon, a Filipino buffet.